So this is how far we got. So here's Savannah Springs. So I've just built a few houses, building a few houses, a few residential blocks rather. Over here we've got the stores, which should be getting filled up. Because I have set up our new rail yard here to deliver food, so maybe that is on its way. Let me just check. Yes, there are some vehicles, and yes, so there are trains on their way. It's just I've been a bit impatient there. So we need to go ahead then and start actually planning the tourist part, tourist and leisure part of the tourist and leisure area. The train station isn't quite finished yet. But everything is going smoothly. We're right on time, and it's July now, so obviously we probably won't be getting many visitors this year, but hopefully we will get some. The area will be ready for summer of 1975. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. But the district has power, it has water. I don't believe we have set up the heating system yet, so let's go ahead and do that. Now there is probably some oil knocking around here. It's probably not a great source, but there probably is enough to run one heating plant, possibly. No, not got much here. Oh, hello. Yeah, so there's a little bit here. So this sort of should be enough to just run one lowly little heating plant for this district. Save laying down a big pipeline from the nation's more, or from the island's more, what's the word? Productive? I can't think of what the word is. Like, you know, if it's a better resource? I'm sure there's a word. Anyway, so we're going to build a heating plant here. A oil heating plant. This is a mod. I believe it's by... Oh, I've got loads of his mods and I always forget his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Rob84? Rob74? I'll try and remember. That's not the right one. That's a coal one. Where is it? Where's the one I always use? Why can't I find it? Why is my graphics card making everything all sharp? I like it to look like quite soft, the picture, but I've changed through my settings and it's gone. So see, this one's oil. Ah, there it is. That's what I want. So we'll put this slightly, this quite far away from the actual district. It's just outside of it. Oh, it's not straight. But I know no, actually, I don't. I got the wrong one again. Right, so I'm going to mirror that. I'm going to put it. There we go. Yes, I don't want that because it's not. This is only a 30% quality, so I want to make sure we can buffer it a little bit. So we'll put a little tank here. Always, for ages when I first started playing the game, if I was putting something like this, I'd never put a pump in between it because it will eventually make its way. Look at that. But no, you are always better to put a little pump in to make sure that everything, that your system's working as efficient as possible. No, I don't want a tower pump. I want an underground pump. There we go. So we will need two of these because you will need one to go from the pump to from the what you call it, this thing. I think they're called like oil donkeys or something like that. So we've got pipe going into there. I mean, this is going to be a bit fiddly to do because it's going to get in its own way. And then this is going to have to come up. Because the only thing with this heating plant here, it doesn't have underground pipe connection. You have to bring pipe above ground. Oh, no way. Whatever, that's fine. Right, and then we need the actual heat exchangers. I mean, actually, this probably will be able to directly connect to most of the buildings. Anyway, but I will just put one in a hot water tower over here in sort of more or less the centre of the district, just so that oh, got a nice little restaurant being built right at the end here. So that is the basic infrastructure set up. So now we can, yeah, I can actually get. We've got. We've not got sewers. Oh yes, because I'm building the new sewerage plant, aren't I? Which is now built. So let's get the sewerage connection done. So we're going to have to go. It's going to have to come round this way, isn't it? Because I don't think I can bring it across the lake because it'll be too deep. So a little trick that I usually do for the sewage, just to make sure that, you know, you're giving yourself an easy task. Don't want to cause a lot of trouble for yourself. Is just to raise the ground ever so slightly where you're going to put your sewage tank. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit, a couple of meters, and it'll just mean that going forward, it'll just make your life a lot easier when you're connecting those pipes up. Because anyone who plays the game knows that your sewers, I mean, when they first come out, I don't know whether they've made it better, but it doesn't seem, or I've just got better at doing it. But when it first released, it was really awful. So we've got, so we'll have the the wastewater tanks, and then you want to have your sewage pump, which I'll put. No, because that's going to be going up, isn't it? I'll have to put it down here. I'll put it next to the. I mean, it's all underground anyway. So pop that there, connect that up. Use your snap 2. Is that what it's called? Snap 2. When you're near snap, when you're doing things like sewage pipes, if you've got one laid down, it's always much easier just to then snap to it, because at least then you know. So no, that's still way too high. So I want this really to be as shallow as I possibly can, because we're going over a long distance. So at the moment it's only 1 meter deep, but that gives me a lot of, you know, a lot of space to play with. So we'll connect. There's already a pump here that used to connect to the old, well, they're still being used, but the first plant. So we'll just run the pipe straight into there. Just do a single pipe at the moment. This is a long way to be doing a sewage pipe, to be fair. But always follow infrastructure that's already exists, because at least you know the ground is somewhat flat. So right, so that pipe there's at a depth of 9 meters, and this pipe is at a depth of 1 meter, so that should connect up quite nicely. So yeah, we're at 3 meters there, and then that should. Okay, that's what? Oh, don't tell me I've connected. Oh, right, okay. My bad. And that's actually quite impressive, to be fair. Because that's the lower part. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh. Okay. Place all of that. Try again. Ah! Oh. And that, my friends, is called a blunder. Blunder in construction, it's alright, happens all the time. At least it. And there we go, put it like in 1 second. So there's our nice big long wastewater pipe there built. Well, planned. And then what we shall do is the remaining outputs for this, which I think we've got one there. Yeah, when you've got buildings, it's quite difficult to... I think I'm going to have to, because that's 5 meters deep, I'm going to have to put another pump in. I think, oh no. The joy of this is, I'd say out of the whole game, doing the sewer system probably my least favourite aspect of the games. Okay, we're just going to have one pipe now. Actually, I need to build that bit straight away, so it's actually in use. Right, there we go. So that's the sewerage system. So we've got the two tanks here, collect the waste, bring it to this pump, which will then fire it down this pipe to this other pump, which will then go into the new waste water plant that's been set up specifically really to serve this new area. The just to mention, the passenger dock is under construction, going nicely. 13%. I thought I'd got a lot further than this. Perhaps it didn't save. I mean, I've not lost anything that I'd planned, but I'm sure the construction got a bit further along. So here we see some food being delivered to our nice new warehouse. So what I'll do as well, I will just put auto purchase on, just for if it gets really low with food, at least people aren't going to starve. I don't put anything else on auto purchase, just food, just to make sure that obviously people are getting the basic stuff that they need. Not that shortages like that happen very often, but you know. So we've also got our refrigeration distribution yard here, so we need to connect that up. I will need to at some point connect that to the rail network, or at least get, but it's not at the moment. Do need to keep on importing meat. I'm not producing enough. And people don't seem to mind, but I do need to, especially if we're having tourists, we do need to make sure that we're having our own supply. Also, oh no, it's fine. Also, we need to get alcohol production underway as well, ready for. We can leave that till next, until we've actually got tourists coming, so it doesn't take long to produce alcohol. So we'll save that for now. So we'll need to put down some stuff for the actual people that live here. And it's a lovely little place to live, right by the lake. And also right by, you know, the main governmental plaza, the sort of capital buildings. We should see the unemployment go down as well as the construction gets underway. So, for one of the first big attractions and buildings for the people of Severna as well is a large national stadium where Severna will host football matches and concerts in Severna, and yeah, that's one of the main attractions. So now we'll go ahead and build the hotels. Okay, so that I've basically laid out the initial. I mean, the things, I'll probably add things, take things away as time goes on, but it's more or less planned now. So we've got the National Stadium here, then we've got like a little fun fair bit with Ferris wheel, merry-go-round and a few other rides. an amusement centre here and a planetarium. So there's a little attraction area there. And this is just going to be like a little plaza. So there's a fountain, obelisk, and what do you call this? Amphitheatre. And another monument there. We've got a sight tower over here. So people can get a nice look over the lakes. Open like a sound shell here. A nice beach bar there. Artificial beach built here, and some nice just landscapes and nice cliffs and that in there. We've got the main hotel, which has space for 1,000 guests, which is all really that I want to have at the moment. Then that's got its own big swimming pool there, which obviously citizens are also able to use. Another big restaurant here with a nice view over the pool and out towards the lake. There's a pub there and a zoo here. Building St. Olaf's Church as well here. In the lore of Severna, it's a church that used to exist there. That it was destroyed when there was the large explosion during World War II, where a large stockpile of weapons exploded on the island and destroyed most of the island, destroyed most of the buildings on the island, which is what ended most of Severna Old Town, which still exists in it. But anyway, so that's going to get rebuilt there as an attraction and just a pretty thing. And then over here we've got the more the administration side of the district. So we've got a hospital, fire station, and a police station. And then we've also got here the district administration building, and then some houses, and obviously the train station and the heating plant there. So let's get this all built and start attracting our first guests. So just check in on the ferry port, so that's on its way, and so is the new train station. So what I'm going to do with the trains, I think, is just have one train, just a dedicated train that will come from this station and then pull into just the one track on this station, and then I'll have another train that just pulls into the other side, which will then take tourists around the island, because there are other things so like here we've got the nice Ferris wheel in this town, sports centre, and more swimming pools, an aquarium over here. So and then we've got a museum here as well that people will be able to visit. So it's not just the tourist area that has got places for the tourists to go, but also there are other attractions around Severna as well. So hopefully we will be able to attract a lot of tourists. So just to plan ahead for that, I am starting to advertise Severna as a place to visit. So we'll start that off, so that won't take too long. And yeah, let's see this get built. Right, so there we are. It's the 6th of December and the tourist area is pretty much complete. There, put some Christmas lights in. Put some Christmas lights in, as it is the season. I wish there was a way to keep some of the, like, I wish there was like an option to have permanent lights or just have them come on at Christmas. And another thing that I would think would be quite nice, if anyone with any, you know, ability to change these things, is to make the footpath lamps a surface or whatever to click the lights off, because at the moment it doesn't recognize them as something that they can, and you know, a little walkway like this, it'd be lovely just to have some fairy lights going along it, but never mind. But otherwise, yeah, it's all ready to go. All we need to do is to move the citizens in, and then we should be more than ready to welcome guests in the new year when the snow melts, with the snow melt usually occurring around mid-February. So we can start moving citizens in. I'm sure I have got some citizens that are ready. So yeah, we've got 1,566 citizens without their own flat. So once I allow citizens to move into Savannah Springs, they will also, those over 21-year-olds awaiting their first residence will be top of the list and they will move in. But before that, I want to make sure that I've got everything sorted. So yeah, there is food present. It's all stocked. All the food is stocked up. Just reduce those prices a little bit. Not sure why clothes haven't filled up into there. Or is it that there's too many electronic? Not sure. But yeah, so that's all okay. So they'll have food. So let's just check the utilities. So power. Yeah, they've all got power except for the one that's still being built. They are not heated. Why are they not heated? Why? Oh, is it that there's nobody working in it? Why is it missing oil? No power. Easily rectified. So one of these lines that's coming off. Yeah, that's not got a lot of load on it. So we shall just remove this little section here. Put in one of these. We don't want another high voltage substation running off it, so we'll just put this, which will allow us to have a couple of low voltage ones. I have to cut that back a bit further, so connect it up. Put a little substation in here. I mean, this won't have actually any workers until we move them in. Isn't ideal. So what I shall do is over here, when it came to heating this far part here, I had to put in a pumping station. So I will supplement district, just because we are going to have guests there as well. I want to make sure that it's, you know, as secure as possible there. So just as a fail safe, I will run another heating pipe. Along here and into pumping station, and then I'll connect it up. I mean, that bit, the bitumen plant that's that this pipe is connecting to, probably, to be honest, be able to heat up this district anyway by itself. It's already doing half of it, I think, anyway, but we'll see. So it's got power, it's slowly filling up with oil. I mean, it's not going to be brilliant because it's not an overly good supply, but the bitumen plant should be able to maybe pick up the slack anyway. We'll see once that underground pipe is built. I mean, it is particularly cold. It's minus 15 degrees. So that's going to take a while to heat up because it's starting from basically stone cold. But it's rapidly increasing actually, so it should be alright. And then once this plant's also operating, it should be absolutely fine. Could maybe do with actually building another another heating plant and another heat exchanger, but not another tower one. We'll just put in one of the low-rise ones, a bit more inconspicuous. We'll put this over here. It'll be, due to that big hotel, that'll be taking quite a lot of the heat exchanger's capacity. Just building these from currency reserve. Oh, I was just at exactly 45 million then, I think. So I think we can afford just to splurge a bit on a bit of piping. So that's now down to 60 once this is in operation. And there's still quite a bit of capacity in there. For a heating plant on a cold day, that is. I know it's only 20-odd%, but that's significant. So we will just add another heating pipe. Probably have to put in another pumping station for this. So these two plants will more or less heat this area together now. We'll just check on its capacity. Reviews at the moment to see the water tanks. See, the water tanks, the temperature's relatively low, still higher than the interior temperature of the building, but obviously this needs to heat first. Right, so the pumping station's heating up there. Is there a break in here for this line? Oh yes, look at that. Maybe wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. So I don't usually look at the water tank. I usually look at just the heat of the buildings. I didn't realise that you could handily see the actual temperature of the water pipe itself. That's quite cool. So you can actually view the whole heating system. Interesting. So yeah, I usually just check the interior temperature. So at -9 degrees, we are getting up to temperature now. Once it's got a bit of thermal buffering in, once that water tank, those water tanks are all nice and hot, it should now stabilise. And then once we get that heating plant functioning, it will be absolutely fine here. So that's fine. So let's do. So what I do usually, I check those basic things, but then also use the city planning overlays just to remind you if you think, oh yeah, forgot to put that in or whatever. So food. Yeah, all good. Culture. These haven't got access to culture, and I think I can see why. I was going to say that would be quite difficult in this district, considering there's about 20 different cinemas and entertainment venues and things, because it wasn't connected via the roads, by the path rather. And I'll also build a path in between these buildings here. I think I will give them actually just over here a little house of culture or something, just that they can have away from the tourists. We'll give them a nice little cinema up here by the railway. So we've got yeah, just going back to citizen needs then. So yeah, so we've got the hospital, fire station, police station, kindergarten, sports centre, school, transport and connection to the rest of the island, and then they've got the multiple venues of the tourist district as well. The hotel itself should be able to access everything in the district. Can't access the sight tower. Well, it can. I mean, it can't walk to it. It's not within walking distance. But I do want it to be within walking distance. Okay, yeah. So now it reaches. Problem. Does certainly need to reach the train station. Oh, actually. So tourists should all go here from that station, and then they should find their way into the hotel. So let's have a look how the dock's doing. Brilliant. The dock is all ready. We'll need a new distribution. Yeah, I think. Hang on. Have I got any capacity in these ones? I have, but yeah, we'll see. So I want these to take the food and everything out of here, which is delivered by train, and then just deliver it to, yeah, so load when it's over 20%. I don't want it emptying it out. We'll have alcohol at some point. What's that have on it? Nothing. Why is that a stop? Why is that a stop for a distribution yard? I think that's all of the bars. Okay. So we've got everything in here. Yeah, we've got food, electronics and clothes. They're all happy when it comes to the hospital. It will show us nothing for the hospital because the hospital doesn't have any staff at the moment. So if it's not getting staff, I don't think it like counts it as operational. If you live in the UK, you'll know that a hospital can run on hardly any staff, kind of. Okay, so I know I keep saying okay, so all the time, but yeah, it's tick. Oh, just should start operation very soon. We do actually need to build a little warehouse for it. So there we go, already. We've got our alcohol production. So I'll tell these, no I won't. So I'll tell these trucks to pick up alcohol from here. You can see already the little army of trucks are delivering everything to the hotels. Perfect. Right, I need to find a distribution office that hasn't got a lot of tasks where I can add a couple of fuel tanks to it. This will do. Well, one fuel tank actually, because I've only got a couple of spaces. Actually, what I shall do. We've got all these docks here. This will just be a quick project. It won't take long. We've got all these docks here. Instead of having a truck go and deliver every single one, what I'm going to do is put in fuel loading and unloading thingy, a small fuel tank, and I'm sure you can see where I'm going with this. So I'm going to have one truck, whatever's delivering fuel to these at the moment, I'm going to remove that task and add this to it. So now it will be one stop and it will fuel up this dock. So I have done this on other parts of the island, just not here because this is one of the original places. Sort of, you know, you kind of forget about certain places, don't you? And then you're like, oh, we'll go and see how I can make that better. Right, so this is Severna Old Town Harbour, small 2. So that's gone. That's gone. And in that place, we'll just add that. Unload fuel. That'll get our fuel ready to fuel up the Savannah Star. Here comes the fuel. Yeah, so it's going in there. It's also beginning to fill up here, but the dock doesn't have any power. So let's correct that. So there is a power line here. We'll just do that cheeky split. A power and a dock and a train station. We don't need to have a very powerful, a very high capacity one. Right, so let's get the route planned for the Savannah Star. Did think that was going to be an issue. Okay, so let's build the big passenger harbour then. So max ship length 121 meters. Now how long is this version of the Titanic? 203 meters, yeah, so we're gonna have to have so bigger than that. Yeah, so we've got to build this one. I'm just gonna add it. I know it's a waste, but that's just what you have to do in this game sometimes when you don't check things properly, like I did. I mean, really, this will be the Republic's only building job, I think, at the moment, so it shouldn't take too long. Let's just balance out that coastline. Get rid of that pipe, so that's probably causing a few issues. Don't want to cut it all the way back, because we will be able to use that. Bingo. And we'll decorate this a bit more as well. In the meantime, we should be able to move our citizens in still. I think everything else is okay. Right, we'll just try one building. We don't want to go mad, so we'll just do one building. So 231 citizens will live here, and we'll just give it a test and see what comes up. Right, yeah, that seems okay. Try the second building. Yeah, seems alright. We've now got about 1,000 people. Yeah, 1,000 people living in there. Let's just open it all up now. Seems to be okay. Right, there we go then. So that is, other than the tourists themselves, that is the tourist district and leisure district complete. So we've got the stadium here, church visits, cinemas, got a nice beach down there when the weather's nice on the lake, which is very, kept very clean. So that's why we had to build the massive sewerage works all the way out to over here, just so we weren't putting any dirty water into this lake here, so people can bathe. And there we go. So we've moved in our citizens now. So the Savannah Springs district is all set up, and people are moving in quite happily, and things are being delivered, and the alcohol is now being produced as well. So yeah, we'll be welcoming our first guests later on in the spring, hopefully.